I do like this one. Anything from the trolley. Real Vogue, get it? Real. All right, blink and you'll miss it is the tune-in lounge. All right, trying something new today. All right, good morning. We are heading into Hollywood Studios today. This is our last park of the trip, and actually the 5th park. 5 days in a row. Probably went a little too hard on this one, but hey, it's vacation. So yeah, Hollywood Studios. We were here bright and early enough to be in for early entry, and we're gonna try to make our way all the way to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and then we have some light lanes throughout the day, and it's actually gonna rain in the middle of the day today, and it's scheduled to, forecasted to, instead of later in the day like it has been. So we'll see if we could do all that before we get rained on. There's a shirt we're looking for, and we're trying a new restaurant, 50s Prime Time Café. Let's see how this goes. Here's a look at the crowd check. If you look closely enough, the early entry hordes. And here's security. Let's get in there. All right, exciting day here at Hollywood Studios. Let's get in. So close and yet so far. Okay, I'm gonna have to delete that out of this video. All right, Hollywood Studios. I would say this is the park that's the most complicated for me. I love it. There's really, really big highs. And I'm not gonna say there's lows, maybe there's lulls. And it's funny because this is the park I actually kind of obsessed about the most when I was younger and couldn't come to the theme parks, because I love all things Hollywood and old Hollywood. And so this is it for me. I love the theming, I love how it looks. I guess maybe this is the park I spent the least amount of time exploring and obsessing over, because we just prioritize the other ones for now with our kids being so young. But after Jollywood Nights and trying the Hollywood Brown Derby and taking it slow that night, I definitely gonna be reprioritizing and diving deeper in the future. But for now, it's time to rush over to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Okay, of course, when we get here super early, Mickey and Minnie's is down for technical issues right now. They do not know when it's going to reopen, so we are trying to recalibrate, because most of the larger rides we have a lightning lane for later in the day. So let's figure this out.
Toy Story Land will be to your right, friends. If we are heading to Toy Story Land, which
the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is down for technical difficulties. We have lightning lanes for most of our favorite attractions around the park today. And so instead of joining the hordes in the other lands who are still waiting for early entry to even open, that's how early we are today, we're gonna shop around instead and kind of stay close to the hub to see if it'll go up soon. If not, we're gonna recalibrate our morning and do some more exploring and try for some other rides. Let's see what we can find. I do like this one. It says Disney MGM Studios. The world you have entered was created by the Walt Disney Company and is dedicated to Hollywood. Not a place on the map, but a state of mind that exists wherever people dream and wonder and imagine. A place where illusion and... what does that say? Reality are fused by technological magic. We welcome you to a Hollywood that never was and always will be. Kind of like that idea. And as I said, I have always been obsessed with Hollywood. And also I think that my interest in theme parks kind of overlaps with that, especially one like this, because there is a huge production element to theme parks, and I like understanding how it works and being immersed in those sort of processes. Okay, let's check out this store, what we can find. All right, this is really cool. I saw this online, I think. Nod to all of us millennials who are here with the kids spending the money now. Ooh, I do like this. Oh, I do love some girly love. You're coming home with me. Okay, I like a lot of this merch. Look at this. Mickey in the director's chair. Look, Mickey emulating that sign that we just looked at. Oh, that actually feels comfortable. Okay, oh, I like this one too, a nice throwback. I never got to visit when the Sorcerer's Hat was here. So that is cool. Oh, look at that. They have not had my size in this one. So it'd be nice if they did. They do have a lot of lugs over here. This is probably the most varied of the selection I've seen. I like those Haunted Mansion ones.
show them the new one on the other side has a water bottle holder.
My wife said there was a new one. Oh, that is cool. I think I may have seen these online. Now that is nifty. Can they make these for dads, but a little less brightly colored? Because I got a huge Nalgene. Guys, my Nalgene broke too. Have I showed y'all that? The strap broke. I'm gonna have to contact them, but it's been really difficult having to carry it around. Ooh, look at this one. I do kind of like that classic simple look. Oh, I like this too. I don't need another hat. I'll be the first to tell you. I got a new one from Epic Universe that's gonna be getting a lot of wear, but I do like what I see. Kind of like this one too. You guys, there's too many. I never miss a rope drop. I mean, I do, but I can appreciate the sentiment. Although we've rope dropped almost every day. I think we have rope dropped every day. So what am I saying? You could thank my youngest, who has been waking us up at 5 a.m. every day. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? All right, so I'm not gonna get this because I did the field test. And as much as I like this, anything that has that sort of papery feeling behind it, it's not terribly heavy, but feel that, hear that? Anything like that, whether it's hot or not, is gonna stick to me and make me very uncomfortable, and as much as I like it, I will not wear it. So Gertie, I'm gonna have to say no, and I apologize. I do like some of these shirts. This one is saying, hey, I am a Disney dad, which means I may have to get it. I've seen a few of these out and about, especially this one seems to be popular. I've seen a lot of guys wearing that. Boba Fett. I notice how this jersey style is sort of in. They're just so heavy to me. Don't know if I want that. And we're in Tommy Bahama land. So, very island vibes. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so I ended up not getting much. Alrighty, I ended up not getting much, anything, because the kids were getting antsy. And the thing that my wife wanted was out of stock, so I felt disincentivized from checking out. But what I want to say is, we got a message saying that something's going on with the First One Forever. We're supposed to go to the first showing and got a lightning lane for it. Probably didn't need a lightning lane for that early, but there's something going on, and it may not be opening on time as usual. So that is the second thing in a row that we got here early for and may not be able to attend. So we're having to recalibrate on the go. Thankfully, as of now, it is not as hot as it has been the past few days, but you know, I don't know what's going on with Hollywood Studios today. We're just checking out the shops because 2 of our rides went down, 2 of our attractions. So we're out here just checking out the windows. Like I said, never slow down. Sunset Club Couture. We have a decent amount of things in here, a lot of overlap with the shops that I've already looked at, which is normal. And it's cool to see these windows. It says Muscle Beach right there. A lot of cool details on Sunset Boulevard. Here is the Theater of the Stars and the entrance to Fantasmic, and of course the Hollywood Tower of Terror. I'm just walking around with my kids. I have never seen any of those shows. Can you believe that? I really want to see Fantasmic, but with the kids, we're normally just kaput by that late at night. And we have stayed out for Happily Ever After and whatnot, and they're just, my youngest is still so young to have all 3 do that with each trip. So yeah, it's definitely high on my list, but I just haven't had the strength in the past few trips to go out. I used to go back out more after they go to sleep, if you follow along for a while, but lately I fall asleep after they do. Also, I saw that the wait time for Tower of Terror is 13 minutes. We all know what that means. So it doesn't seem like a crazy busy time just yet. It's just so many things that we had planned are going down. You got it, girly. Woo, good job. All right. The only other experience that we really want with the kids is Mickey and Minnie's, and it's down, but they're giving us the option to select it for later in the day, but the app is saying that we're not eligible to do it because we haven't used any of our, I'm assuming because we haven't used any of our lightning lanes for today, but we haven't been able to because the first one that we were gonna use was for Frozen Ever After, and you got your churro, good job. Because of the Frozen Ever, we couldn't use Frozen Ever After, so it's showing us not having scanned anything. We're trying to book something for later in the day, so it won't look like we haven't scanned it yet, but there's no availability. Or the one thing we want availability for, Mickey and Minnie's, is won't letting us do it because we're ineligible. So, you know, Hollywood Studios, again, I said it when I walked in, there's complicated feelings about this park, and it seems to be always something like this, and it could be because of our preferences, and I'll admit that, but it's just, 1 or 2 things go down, and so with the kids at the age that they are, it kind of narrows our options, and so it kind of makes it feel like we got up early and rushed For what? For this? And I'm fine with the slow day exploring, don't get me wrong. I call myself the Disney World dad. But with kids, you know. Now to make the kids happy, we did just get them a churro from Anaheim Produce. And my oldest was confused, why aren't they lightsabers like last time we visited Hollywood Studios all together? And that is because it is not Star Wars Day. So she does have an excellent memory. But yeah, having those more than once a year would be great, wouldn't it? Some more details here since we're slowing down. Muscle Beach Bodyguard Service, International Brotherhood of Second Assistant Directors. Quite the exclusive club, it sounds like. Real Vogue, get it, real. We're on Route 66. So I'm just taking, I said at the top that I don't take in the details, let's do it now. Now normally if I'm doing a detail-oriented video, I will research it top to bottom so I could talk more about things. But I honestly didn't for this trip. We'll just learn as we go. Or you could tell me in the comments if are there any certain details on signs, maps, statues, anything that is unique to this park, adds a little park history or park trivia. I would love to hear it in the comments. Like I said, I feel like this is a misunderstood park, perhaps only by me. But I do like being here. It's just the attractions maybe with little ones. It's just not as much as I would prefer. All right, crowd check compared to earlier is already much different. That's how long we have been here. Mickey and Minnie's is still down. So we're gonna head to Animation Courtyard. All right, the entrance into Animation Courtyard. I'm slowing down. Look, I never noticed these etchings right here next to the archway. And that's pretty cool. A lot of nods to filmmaking. Okay, let's go in. All right. Oh, there's the new Little Mermaid marquee. Oh, there's a line for the first show. Oh, dearie. Mama, you want to do this? All right, we're here in Animation Courtyard. The line for the new Little Mermaid show. It's not terribly long, but it's pretty long and it's going to overlap with our next ILL by our approximation. So we're not going to do that right now. Like I said, we're kind of in a lull. Oh, look, there's Donald.
Donald's just taking it for adventure. I think he's trying to show you for animation.
How cool is that?
Courtyard.
And Daisy's meeting right there.
All the animation happened.
And here is the Get Animated section as part of the Disney Cool Kids Summer. So yeah, this is part of the Disney Cool Kids Summer, similar to what was at Communicore Hall in Epcot. They sort of transformed the space with characters and more experiences geared towards kids for the summer. So we have to our stroller in Star Wars Launch Bay, so that is what we are doing right now. All right, so we changed our mind again because we realized that our Toy Story Mania, I always want to call it Midway Mania like at Disneyland, our ILL is right now and it's actually working and we don't want to risk it because we've had some issues with that today here at Hollywood Studios. The line for Little Mermaid show has really grown. We considered dashing over here today because it's new, but the kids wanted to do some other things this morning and all those things have shut down. So by the time we got over here, the line was like this. We've been here long enough that it's time to do our next thing. We got a little bit of time, so we're gonna check out Walt Disney Presents. Walt Disney, One Man's Dream. Let's do this.
Oh my gosh, food is...
All right, we're not doing that because our kids are snacking a little bit and the cast member said there's no food allowed. We just got them back in their stroller and they're hungry. So plans diverted again.
Welcome to the backyard. I'm Sheriff Woody, the high-ridingest, rootin'-tootin'est cow.
All right, the fabulous point of Toy Story Land. Look at that, 100-minute wait for Slinky Dog Dash. All right, trying something new today. We have never rode this ride. The line's always too long and we prioritize other things. So let's check it out. Here we go. All right. It's nice and colorful in here. Right, Toy Story Mania was actually really fun. I had, of course, heard great things about it. We never prioritized it because our kids weren't really old enough to understand the concept, or we don't have to help them. But the older two were certainly able to, and they loved it, and so did I. So we'll definitely be doing that again. And now it's raining. Okay, we were leaving Toy Story Land. It rained a little bit when we were exiting Toy Story Mania, but then it let up for the most part. And now we are heading into Galaxy's Edge. Already feeling the immersion. Already less pinchy, at least toward the entrance/exit. And my oldest for sure is gonna ride Rise of the Resistance for the first time. We're gonna see if my second wants to. We'll find out. All right, we are in Galaxy's Edge, heading towards Rise. There is just so much to see and do here. Love it. We're actually doing something a little bit different today. My wife has never rode Rise of the Resistance because she's been pregnant or nursing for the past 5 years. And my oldest and my second are now tall enough to ride. And my second has really showed a lot of change on this trip. She's never really been scared of rides, but when she sees her big sister going on the bigger rides, she'll be like, oh, I don't want to ride that, I'm fine, I'll ride Dumbo, I'll ride this instead. And on this trip, she said, can we see if I'm tall enough? I'm ready. Thankfully, I got the individual lightning lane for her because I thought she might want to ride it this time, and she does. So mommy and the older two are going to ride it for the first time. I'm so excited for them. I have ridden a lot of rides on this trip, and I get to ride a lot by myself. And so it's their time to have fun. I cannot wait. And of course I miss being there for their first experience, such a big ride, but I cannot wait to hear what their thoughts are about this. So it's me and the baby. She's got a snack right now, so she's not complaining. And I get to slowly explore Galaxy's Edge as I wait. Let's check it out. I love how even on a busy day, there are parts of Galaxy's Edge where it could just be so quiet and relatively empty. You know, we're at a very busy theme park, and look at all this space. All right, let's go explore over here. Story goes that we are on Black Spire Outpost, sort of in the outer rim of the galaxy, at a place where many come to meet. Let's check out the shopping. Love the sound effects. So I do have a triple stroller, so I can't really get deep in a lot of the shopping. I don't like getting in the way of other people, and my baby's not super interested in this stuff, so it's not worth the hassle. But we're definitely able to fit today and explore. And yeah, it's so cool to see this land up close at such a slow pace, because normally, of course, my older two, they got a lot of demands. Right here, you can get your Ronto roaster. Oh, very busy. I've actually never had one. I've never slowed down to get one. And of course, we have reservations today. Funnily enough, most of the exploring I've done of Hollywood Studios was when I attended for Jollywood Nights last winter. I will link down the description down below if you're curious. That was a really fun time. And then I explored it once, real late, right before park closing. I went to Oga's and did all the fun stuff. But, you know, that was about, 2 years ago now. And the difference is we've had our third kid. And when we had just the older two and they were both younger, when they'd go down to sleep, would have the second surge and go and explore the parks and whatnot. But I would say this past year and a half or so, I have not been able to conjure the strength. All right, let's check out the Millennium Falcon. All right, here's a look at the Millennium Falcon, really the centerpiece of this land, despite not being in the center. And just look at that theming. I love it here at night when everyone has their lightsabers. Standby for Smuggler's Run is 55 minutes. And they had a really cool photo opportunity here. Maybe I'll get in line with that when I have the baby. Maybe I'll do that. Just tap your band to accept a bounty hunter job. It's my wife's Magic Band. We traded for the ride. Your device is not, Magic Band Plus. I should know that, shouldn't I? Well, my Magic Band Pluses, all of them fall off constantly, and so I don't use them anymore. Maybe I should try. Is it worth it? Tell me. Just checking it out. I think one of my favorite things are the sound effects. You could just listen. And it's just completely immersive. All right, so me and the baby found an umbrella, thankfully. We are just outside the little marketplace on the opposite end of Ronto Roasters. And yeah, thankfully they have these umbrellas up because the rain did pick up a little bit. I wanted to say earlier, I think I was complaining on Sunset Boulevard about how we couldn't use our first lightning lane because the issue was that, my issue was that we couldn't pick another experience because it was saying we were ineligible for them because the lightning lane was for Frozen Ever After, or whatever the Frozen themed show is called here at Hollywood Studios. The issue was we were only allowed, I found out, we could book other experiences at that point, despite not being able to swipe in because it was down or not opening right on time. It was the first show of the day, because we were only eligible to get a Lightning Lane reservation for another show. So, you know, I gotta brush up on my Lightning Lane tactics, because normally I just buy my individual Lightning Lanes for me, and then we rope drop or go on the end of the day, and we don't really depend on them as much. We only buy them for the few main attractions. But in terms of strategy at Hollywood Studios, I didn't know the distinction between shows and other attractions, like ride-based attractions for the multi-pass. And so in the morning, it was saying it was down, here's a complimentary Lightning Lane, but we couldn't use it. All right, today we're trying a brand new restaurant here at Hollywood Studios, and that is 50's Prime Time Café. It is right here in the Echo Lake area of Disney's Hollywood Studios. It serves some down-home cooking food and a quirky staff with some old throwback decor that I will show you right now. And there is also a little-known lounge just next door to it that a lot of people don't talk about, and I'm gonna show you that today. Let's get in there. So 50's Primetime Cafe is located in between the Indiana Jones show and Hollywood and Vine. For you parents out there, there is generous stroller parking right out front right here. Now the cool thing about this place is that it's themed to yesteryear, so the decor and also the menu harken back to 1955 specifically and sort of take you back in time with a retro television element, while also kind of making you feel like you are on a movie or a film set. Anyway, quick pro tip is that there's a cool lounge next door called Tune In Lounge. I thought it's really quaint. I never hear anybody talk about this. I'm gonna talk all about the entire restaurant with the full review and history and tips in a separate video. But what I want you to show you is our initial experience. Here is how you enter into the restaurant. It's kind of busy in there, kind of dark, but again, you kind of feel like you're on a film set and there's TVs everywhere. It's a unique menu, kind of old-fashioned food, hearty, sort of down-home cooking that's inspired by like family-style meals. We first got some cornbread and I had to order the fried chicken, of course. In sum, I found it enjoyable, serviceable, good, but not great. More on this restaurant in my separate video. All right, so we just got done with 50's Primetime Cafe. I have a whole separate review about it. I thought it was pretty good. It was a bit loud in the section we were seated in, and the food kind of took a while, but food was pretty good, I'll put it that way. And we're heading back up to Toy Story Land because we have a Lightning Lane for Slinky Dog Dash. The rain has thankfully went away, and it did not replace the heat. You know, sometimes it rains and it just, essentially you feel the heat coming up from the concrete, and it's like basically it's just like, it feels almost hotter and stickier after it rains. That did not happen. There's a bit of a breeze, thankfully. Let's see how long that lasts. Here it comes, baby. I hear it. I will get you a toy. All right, we just rode Slinky Dog Dash. Always a good time. The standby line is bad, of course, but it's not terrible like it is in the early morning. But thankfully we had a Lightning Lane. Still a really fun attraction all these years later. My oldest likes it. I think my second's about to ride it. And yeah, now we are heading to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway to see if it's still operating so we can redeem our Lightning Lane. All right, take two. Walt Disney Presents. I've always wanted to check this out, and last time we tried earlier this morning, my kids were eating and they said you can't come in. Understandably, I guess. Let's see. Wow. Okay, so we're seeing lots of images of Walt, even as a child. Oh, look at this, Marceline, Missouri. Population 3,920. Look, baby, this is what Main Street in the Magic Kingdom is inspired by. Look. Well, actually, this is Disneyland, so kind of true, but it's inspired by Marceline. All right. Okay. Wow, there's so much to see in here. The art of animation. Here's some of the earliest information about the earliest animation that Walt did, and that was the famous Alice cartoons, where they would sort of superimpose a real person, Alice, into the animation. It was really expensive and time consuming, I have learned.
Because I'm gonna make sure we get John to come.
Mickey's pal Pluto. Some cool knickknacks and things to see. Early Mickey Mouse merchandise, 1932. Wow. Look at some of these things, baby. Look, it says, as soon as children fell in love with the Disney characters on screen, they wanted to take their favorites home with them. Plush toys allowed children and adults to give a hug to Mickey and Minnie. Pinocchio makes his toy debut. How cool is that? Wow. There's the break. It says Breakout Star Figaro. Oh man, that is cool to see. There's some old Donald Duck toys, baby. This is Sleeping Beauty Castle that's in Disneyland in California. It's a reproduction. How cool is that? This is unique. You can really spend a lot of time in here. As the legend goes, Walt was sitting on a park bench watching his daughters play when he came up with the idea of Disneyland. Right, let's go. What do you see, baby? Oh, I love all of the old art. This is cool. Have you guys tried this out before? Motion Picture Props, Awards, and Costumes. Look what it says. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea in 1954. This won 2 Academy Awards, ushering in a new era of Disney-produced live action. Look, that golden statue over there is called an Academy Award. It's when you win for achievement in a motion picture. This one is for special effects. That is pretty freaking cool. They even have some information about the Disney Cruise Line. There's Spaceship Earth. There's the Tower of Terror and a Tree of Life model. Whoa. It's hand-built by Walt Disney himself. This is a diorama based on a scene from So Dear to My Heart and an early attempt at dimensional storytelling. Helped inspire Disneyland Park 4 years later. So I thought that was a really cool experience, and my oldest was actually interested in a lot of those things, especially the miniatures. We now are gonna ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. My wife got us Starbucks, thank goodness. We are riding Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Sort of our quest for the day is to get on this ride. Let's do it. I see, baby. All right, we were finally able to ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So besides the Frozen show, which we'd never done and we thought the kids were old enough to really enjoy it this time, we did everything on our list. We got our coffee from the Trolley Cafe. We tried 50's Prime Time Café. Anything from the trolley. And yeah, I know that the beginning started off a little bit rough, but we pivoted when we had to. We sort of just shopped around. I took it slow in some areas when I had to. Oh, I'm staring at triple stroller. And yeah, it is hot now, and we're staying at Saratoga Springs, one of our favorite resorts. We want to get back and just enjoy all the stuff. Oh, my wife said it's time to go into Disney and Company because there could be stuff that I like.
Pass holder shirt.
Okay, we're gonna check out a pass holder shirt on our way out. Let's check it out. All right, I managed to find a really cool pass holder shirt. Well, my wife actually spotted it for me, and I will try to put some footage of that in here. If not, it's red and really cool. Some more details here on our way out. Ride the big red cars, world's largest interurban electric railway system. All right, Hollywood Studios, it was a good time, wasn't it? Okay, so holding my baby, so I'm trying to keep her out of the shot. Okay, we are leaving the park. Like I said, turned out to be a pretty good day. I really appreciate the rain, and yeah, baby, mama's right there. I appreciate the rain that cooled it down for a lot of the day, and it just sprinkled, wasn't too hard. We could walk through it without any issue, and we luckily parked really close. I understand the frame is right in my face, but that's where I'm at. This is a park that's, you know, it's a little tough for us because of the lack of truly kid-friendly options throughout the park. And what I mean by kid-friendly is the youngest kids, because my older two are just getting to the age, as you may have seen, where they can ride the bigger rides. So that is it for today. We're heading back to home, which is Saratoga Springs Resort right now. We're gonna swim in the pool. We're gonna maybe go to the community hall and just take in staying at our Disney resort. But yeah, for me, that is 5 parks in 5 days. I've done a lot of walking. That includes Epic, all 4 Disney parks after that. And yeah, it's been quite the trip. Thanks for following along. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like or comment or subscribe. And yeah, tell me about your summer trips, your thoughts coming up. Where are you heading to? Have you been to Epic yet? It's not an Epic related video, but that's what I'm thinking of. And yeah, is Hollywood Studios near the top for you? Or is it one of the other Disney parks? Anyway, thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing.